Now, I don't normally record voiceover for the Challenged by Pro series, but I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about this track. I've mentioned it to members in the community before, but I don't think I've ever said it in a video, in a Zapekist video, actually. But every time I play a Kern challenge track, I always learn something. And that says something to me. A lot of tracks I play and I either finish or I don't finish. Whether I like it or not is, a moot point. Many tracks I don't really learn a whole lot, but just about every Kern challenge track teaches me some new little mechanic that kind of the reason he makes them in the first place. It kind of forces you to learn this new little weird physics thing that happens, right? So this one is that differing angles on takeoffs from these quarter pipe pieces, the round track pieces there, will give you wildly different launch angles to the next piece. And I now know that, and that's a thing that will transfer into any track that has launches like that. And it's very interesting to me. I also like to talk about how I don't know how Owl was doing that half pipe turn so shallow and still getting a finish. I have no idea. Makes no sense to me. Also, I didn't just give you guys the finish run this go around. I wanted to show you a few of the ones that I was really close on but didn't get a finish because of how just, I don't know, I guess kind of interesting to me this track is. This one in particular, where I just barely make it onto this little stub, and then I barely have enough speed to make it onto the next one, and then I definitely don't have the speed to take the loop, so I just cut it. And I was talking with Kern after this, and he's pretty sure that you can't finish the track because you just don't have the speed you need for the final jump. But he was pretty sure also that you couldn't make that jump there if you didn't have the speed to do the loop, and I very clearly did that. And then I just didn't have the right line because I went too high in that half pipe. I might have actually gotten a finish on that run if I hadn't gone so high in that half pipe and come off the wall. So it was very interesting to me that sometimes even the best and the creators don't see something in their track that can be done, or somebody discovers something that can be done that they didn't even think of in the first place. And it's very interesting to me. But a couple of times I tried to do that loop as a skip, but you don't really get set up right for that chicane. So to maintain as much speed as possible, because this booster is a low force booster, it doesn't give you the speed you need if you don't already have it. It just gives you a little bit more than what you have. So it skipping the loop and making that jump was a kind of a fluke. It would be more of a very pro level kind of strat on this track. And this is also the second go around. I haven't looked at the clock between the two sets of recordings, but I did do two 30-minute lobbies to get a finish on this. At the end of the first one, this was the first track that I played in the grouping for the recordings, and by the end of the first one, I was fairly confident that given another 30-minute lobby, I could get a finish on this track, and that's exactly what happened. This one irritated me. This one right here, where it just goes, nope, denied. I was there. I was freaking there, and I didn't get the freaking finish, man. You can see I'm sitting there for a second, where I'm just like shaking my controller, making Richard Nixon noises into the mic. I was in a VC with Butter and Kern during the recordings, and it was quite the good time. My frustration at having hit the small finish. this one should be the finish run if I remember right. And most of this stuff is, you know, noob trying to do pro lines, and I'm sure the pros will come in and be like, oh yeah, you could have done this better, you could have done that better. This freaking loop kept giving me trouble. I kept coming down too quickly, expecting it to turn faster than it really did, and I don't know why I couldn't remember that. I did that loop 20 times, and I don't know, I just couldn't remember it. And the design was to land on the quarter pipe piece, not on the flat track, but I never could make that work either. And boom, into the finish. And yeah, there you go. So I was challenged, and I did get a finish. And we'll see you next time, I suppose.